Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Abortion. What kind of rights do you feel like women don't have in America?
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
Gosh, that's such a good question. I guess it's not necessarily right, but there's not enough female representation in politics.
Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, I think women should have the right to feel safe. We deserve a government that supports us.
Other than like abortion, what kind of rights do you feel?
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, family? It's time for No Picks Podcast.
What's good, fam? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
This was a 19-second clip. The question was, other than abortion, what rights do you feel like women don't have? And neither one of these two young ladies can answer the question. What's your thoughts on the question and what they had to say about the question?
I mean, I can understand why they were stumped or confused or didn't have a response, because I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, all right, what rights do women not have that men have? And I'm trying to think. You know what I mean? I don't know. Was that the question? Other than like,
No,
I
the
don't know.
question was, other than abortion, what rights do women not have? And they couldn't tell you.
I don't know, bro. I'm drawing up a blank because I don't understand. You can vote, you can own property, you can have a bank account, you can read, you can write, you can drive, have a driver's license, you can drive a car. You can start your own business. You can dress like a 304 in public or anywhere, anytime you want. Prostitution is basically legal nowadays.
Right.
I really don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
I really don't know. So that's my initial response. What was your initial response when you saw this short clip?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they're clueless, because that's all people talk about. That's all women or men talk about whenever they talk about like infringing on women's rights. It's just the right to get an abortion. There's no other right
about this, right? It keeps coming back to this whole let's say women's health or reproductive health, right? It always comes back to that one issue. It's like
that's the only thing though. Like you and I have talked about it. Other people have joined us on the pod. Nobody can explain to us what else are they not, or what else don't women have access to? Like it's literally the only thing, and no one wants to admit that it's the only thing. So it's a strange dynamic, because it's like 1 + 1 = 2, but like in that situation only, it's like 1 + 1 could equal like 7. We don't know. Like no. We know, y'all just don't want to say. Like it just. I just don't get it, bro. Like, just stand on it and just be what it is. Like, all y'all want is the ability to bang who you want and not have a baby from it. Like, that's
have no consequence, right? Basically, get a permanent get out of jail free card for, like, you know, the 304 phase or 304 life. That's what you want, to get out of jail free card constantly. So no, I'm with it, bro. And it's funny because even when you think about, like, some women still say, and some men, you know, but all women get paid less than men on average, and it's like, okay, well, that's kind of been debunked. I mean, that's usually because women don't want to work as many hours.
Right.
Women don't want to work those jobs that are high stress, very labor intensive. They stay away from those jobs. They don't do construction. They don't do oil rigging. You know, the jobs that pay more because there's like very physically demanding. They don't want to do it. They want to opt for like social work, education, childcare, you know, things like that. And these jobs just on average don't pay as much as the other positions, right? But they'll even say that. And it was an interesting question because this guy asked this chick, and he was like, listen, if women are paid less than men, why don't businesses or companies hire all women to save money? Like, wouldn't it benefit them to just hire all women because they're paying you less? Because they can pay you less, and women are just like, and it's like, right? Why would they just exploit this loophole? If they got to pay y'all less, they could just hire all women and cut all the costs. Why don't companies just do that? But anyway, that's a tangent. It's another conversation. But I'm with you, bro. Like, I'm trying to think like what it is, and even now with Trump in the office now, it's like what did you think you were going to lose? And the only thing that kept coming up was reproductive rights. But it's like, you're not going to be slaves. You're not going to be tossed back into the kitchen. You're not going to be, you know, it's not going to be a theocracy where it's like in the Middle East somewhere where if you're walking around wearing something promiscuous, they're going to get arrested or thrown in jail. It's not going to be Dubai or Saudi Arabia. Like, none of that is still happening now. So I don't know, bro. I feel like, you know what? They don't say this much, but I feel like it just spits in the face of people, of women who actually live in these countries where they have so much less freedom, bro. As
Oh,
much as
absolutely,
people
absolutely.
whine and complain on your iPhone that you set up with the perfect lighting and the right angle on social to
Right,
broadcast your views on social media, like such a privileged position, and they complain about these things, but there are women who, like I said, can't read or write, can't drive a car, can't own property, forced into
facts. Yeah.
marriages. Like, bro, like, I'm not saying it's perfect in America, but we've had this conversation before. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
No. Where would you want to go?
Where would you want to go? Remember those chicks who like went to like Dubai, them black chicks, and they I don't know what happened, but Shorty got
They got
booked for
locked
like
up.
two
They got
months, and she got rude with the dude behind the register, and they found
right,
out, listen,
right.
you can't talk to men all crazy like that in public.
Yeah, you,
You ain't
yeah,
in
no,
America
no,
no more, and she got
yeah,
booked. And I'm not saying I was okay with what happened, but what I'm saying
yeah,
is there are other countries where women have way less freedom, and the women here in America whine and complain as if like they were living in some crazy oppressive third world, not even third world, but like
facts.
some theocracy. Like
Right.
it's irking, bro. It really irritates me.
I think women just kind of like harken back to like the old days or something when people were like going to war with like bows and arrows and like swords and stuff, and they kind of like transpose it into their existence today and be like, well, like those women back then didn't have like all these privileges, and that somehow relates to me. No, 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 y'all live two different existences. Like, y'all not
Right.
about that life. Just like you and I, like we're black men. We don't live the life of the slaves. Like, we have no
Right.
idea. We could not comprehend the concept of being a slave, but we don't adopt that and be like, listen, we just victims. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I
hey,
mean, we
like,
we
let's just,
could, and I'm sure some people will, but you're a victim. You're a perpetual
yeah,
victim, and we don't endorse perpetual victims. We just don't.
absolutely,
We just don't.
absolutely, yeah,
It's not. I'm not saying that this gender issue, supposed gender issue or discrimination, is the same as the race discrimination, but like that for me, it's like people still harking on slavery and being like, listen, I understand, bro. There was slavery; it happened. But like to keep blaming everything on the white man and on slavery, it's like, at what point do you realize I have power, I have agency? And yeah,
yeah,
maybe some things happened in the past and we didn't have certain rights or privileges. But like now, what am I doing now? What can I do
right,
now to improve my situation in life, to gain more finance, more wealth or access to things? Like, it's the same thing with some women, not all women, but these women. It's the same thing. It's like you just want to be a victim, bro. Like,
yeah,
yeah, maybe patriarchy was oppressive before, and I'm not saying patriarchy is all bad because I think patriarchy had a lot of benefits. But it's not the 1960s or the 50s anymore. Like, it's 2024. Y'all
it's
so
it's
free, man.
it's 2024, but they still want you to pay their bills. Hey,
Yeah,
Joe, how do you square that? How do you? They're quick to say, Joe, if it's something that they don't want to do, it's 2024. I'm not doing that. But if it's
right.
something that they do want to happen, would you just be a traditional man? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you not like a
Yeah,
man like your grandfathers or your great grand? No, those people were different. They moved differently. They operated under a different set of standards.
right.
Now we're operating under 2024 standards, right? But 2024 standards in 2024 standards, women can pick out and siphon through the things that they want and that they don't want. Women don't talk about the things that they don't want. It's all the things that they have to do.
Right.
When
Right.
they say the things that they do want, it's all the things that we have to do.
Right. Yeah.
So
Right. And the context that's always missing is like, what can you also do for him? Because just like you have wants and you have needs, that man also has wants and he also has needs. And he ain't allowed to have standards and boundaries, because if he has that, then he's controlling and narcissistic. But you're allowed to have standards and your boundaries and you know what I mean?
right,
Like, it's just it's full of contradictions, bro. And
yeah,
women, family, let's just say we don't think all women think this way. We're thinking about women with this modern mentality, with some of these feminist, not just feminists, but these feminist ideals, these modern ways of thinking, and they're just greedy and narcissistic in our opinion, entitled, um, very selfish, delusional, and these are the types of women also who want to move in dating. They want to be modern, but they still want their men to move traditionally. And it's like, no, no, no. And we said this before, time. Remember, we're like, you give traditional treatment to traditional women. That's the advice we always give to men. You give traditional women traditional treatment. If she shows you anything
facts,
other than that, you move like a modern
facts,
man. You know, like, if we going Dutch, Oh, are we going on a coffee date? Oh, I'm sorry, what? Like, nah, no, bro. Like,
I mean, listen, we gonna wrap this up, but I already told you I'm in my soft guy era.
oh
So
god, you sound
like
like a
I'm
tough
not
guy.
listen, you gonna take me out. You going I mean, listen, I got a nail in my tire right now. I keep putting air in every couple of days. If I meet a woman, she gonna have to put air in that joint. Like I'm not trying to put air in my tire.
Oh
That's
my
too much for
god.
me. Like,
Yeah,
listen,
things are changing. Things are definitely changing.
absolutely. All right, let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. Until next time.
Until next time.